I am Shanna, and I am with Travel with Shanna. I am a passionate advocate for getting out to see the world with your family and make those amazing family travel memories. And today, I want to share with you 5 tips for planning a trip to Iceland. These are my top 5 tips for Iceland. This is on the top of my mind because we are fresh back from Iceland. We just got back yesterday. You can see my laundry over there, still piled up, waiting to be put away. So we are literally just back. And Iceland filled up my heart in a big way. We had so many amazing adventures, saw so many beautiful sights on our trip, and I am just really fired up now to share this to help others who are looking to plan their own trip to Iceland. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips, the 5 most important things about planning a trip to Iceland that we discovered. So without further ado, on here, tip number 1. Tip number 1 for planning a trip to Iceland is bring more warm clothing than you think you need. And this is true any time of year, but even in the summertime, we didn't pack any shorts. Our trip was in June, July. We didn't pack any shorts. I didn't miss them at all. Bring more warm sleeves, more long sleeves than short sleeves. Make sure to pack your long underwear, gloves, and hat. And that is even for summertime. We brought rain pants and rain coats. We had full rain gear. And this is the reason, guys. First of all, the weather in Iceland, because it's an island, because it has so much coastline, it's very mountainous. It's got a lot of geothermal features, and there's just a lot going on in Iceland that can affect the weather. So the weather in Iceland can change at a moment's notice. Iceland was also really, really windy, really windy, crazy windy, and it was sometimes rainy. And we even wished at one point that we had brought ski goggles because it was so windy. The wind was whipping in our faces. That's a picture of my son. We had just gone hiking behind a waterfall. So that was obviously wet. There's a ton of water in Iceland. There's a ton of waterfalls. We put on our full rain gear and our hats because it was cool that day. You can sort of see it was rainy, and we hiked behind a waterfall. So you just never know what you're going to do in Iceland. So short of having a full set of winter gear, for summertime, which I think is probably unnecessary, but anything else is on the table. You want lots of layers. You want to be fully rainproof and have more warm clothing that you think you need. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 for Iceland is I highly suggest, guys, that you get a little bit off the beaten path. So almost everybody that comes to Iceland sees Reykjavik, and Reykjavik is great. The Golden Circle is a popular day tour out of Reykjavik. Most people see that. The south coast of Iceland was epic, and there's a ton of stuff to see there that you definitely want to see. Definitely don't skip these. But these spots were also the busiest parts of our whole trip around the ring road. Sorry, I've got a cat on my lap. She came to say hi. She missed us. She just got home today too. These were the busiest spots of our whole trip around the ring road. So I highly suggest, if you have time and you can, to get a little off the beaten path. This photo of my daughter was taken at a Viking museum that was a little off the beaten path. It was outside of the main parts of Iceland. It was in Western Iceland. It was a little bit off the ring road. This was one of the best memories. This is one of my kids' favorite parts of our whole trip, is visiting this Viking museum and getting to touch all this stuff and getting a real taste for history. So there's a couple places that you can get off the beaten path, not too hard. So if you have a couple extra days, I'm going to butcher this. I still haven't figured out how to say most of these names in Iceland. But the Snæfellsnes Peninsula is outside of Reykjavik, not too far. It is north and west of Reykjavik, and it is a great little couple days spot to kind of get away from some of the crowds, and see a part of Iceland that has a lot of beauty in a small package. Most people head down the coast of southern Iceland and they see the glacier lagoon and they get to Vik, Iceland, and they turn back. If you continue past there and you head into eastern Iceland, all of a sudden there are no other tourists around. You have all of the sites pretty much to yourself. Eastern Iceland is another easy spot that, to add on to your trip. Northern Iceland is hard unless you're doing the whole ring road, but it's a short flight from Reykjavik up to Northern Iceland, and there things are pretty remote. There's a lot of striking, dramatic scenery in Northern Iceland, a lot of things to see, and it'll really give you, all of these spots will really give you an authentic Iceland experience and give you an experience where you see the vastness of the Icelandic landscape and how big it is and how remote some of these places are. And that is a really special thing, I think. So definitely, if you have time, plan to get a little off the beaten path. Go see something that not everybody else is going to see. So, tip number three is you won't see everything in Iceland. And so don't rush through it, right? So this is true of anywhere, but particularly in Iceland. There is just so much amazingness there, so many awesome things to see, that if you rush through and you try to do all of them, you're just going to not enjoy any of it. Enjoy what you get to see. Let it change you. Let it bring awe and wonder into your heart. And don't dwell on all the things that you're going to need to come back to visit. This beach was one of our favorite memories of the trip. It was so, so beautiful. It was over on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, out in the west and north of Reykjavik, not too far. But we spent a good 2-3 hours here, because we just loved it so much. The kids were having fun playing on the beach. We were taking amazing pictures. It was just a really, really special place. Because we spent so much time here on this particular day, we did miss seeing a couple other things on our itinerary that day that I would have liked to have seen, of course. But we have this super special memory of this place, of being here together as a family, of really enjoying this place, right? So a week is a good amount of time for Reykjavik and the Golden Circle, and maybe a couple days down the south coast. More than this might feel rushed. Don't try to rush through if you're going and want to see the whole ring road. Don't try to rush through and do it in 10 days. You're going to be doing way too much driving, and you're not really going to be able to stop to see anything. We had 14 days on the ring road, which was super wonderful. I just can't see doing it in any shorter amount of time than that, because there was just so much. So don't try to see everything in Iceland. Enjoy what you get to see. All right. So tip number 4. The driving will take you longer than you think it will. Google Maps was wrong on many, many occasions on our trip. And this is because the roads in Iceland, even the main ones, even the big roads, are more or less 2-lane highways with sheep all over on the sides waiting to jump into the road and ambush you. And we were told by our rental company that if you hit a sheep in Iceland, A, it's going to really damage your vehicle, but B, the law in Iceland is that you have to find the farmer to go pay for the sheep. So there's sheep all over the place. There's a lot of wind. It can be rainy and wet. There are a lot of really skinny roads, a lot of dirt roads, a lot of different road conditions that you're going to want to be careful for. And you are going to be doing a ton of stopping to take photos. So the driving is going to take you longer than you think it will. And tip number 5 for Iceland. This is something that we learned that is very important. If you are renting a vehicle, make sure to purchase any extra gravel protection that is offered. And this isn't just if you are going on the F roads. You're saying, oh, I'm not going to go into the highlands. I'm not going to do any F roads. You still need this because even the paved roads in Iceland are sometimes more rocky and gravelly and a little bit rougher than we're used to at home in the US. And we went on many gravel roads on our trip to various spots that weren't F roads. They weren't four-wheel drive roads. They were roads that, we were authorized to drive on, but there was a lot of gravel roads. We were really happy that we bought the gravel insurance because we got a couple big rock chips on our windshield on the trip. And we were really happy that when we got back, we had the extra insurance. So there was no liability for any of that. There was no deductible. There was no nothing. So chances are pretty good, guys, that you will probably have some sort of gravel damage on your trip. And so we found that the extra gravel protection saved us a ton of money on this trip. So that is my top 5 tips for planning a trip to Iceland. A couple more things here, guys. If this was useful for you, do make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell if you're looking at this on YouTube so you get notifications of when new videos come on. And if you would like to have more amazing travel adventures with your family, if you are excited about traveling, if you want to find real ways to get more travel into your life, pop over to my Facebook group, Empowered and Adventurous Globetrotting Families, and please come and join because I am passionate about sharing real ways and real techniques more than just pretty photos and travel inspiration to help you push the needle on your travel goals. So I would love to see you in the Facebook group. We offer a lot of value there. I have a 14-day travel planning challenge that we're just wrapping up right now in there that you can find in the guides section of the group that is really going to help you get a good plan in place for all of your travel goals for the next year. Excuse me. So thank you so much for listening. Please post any comments or questions down in the comments of this video. And I hope that this helps you plan your own amazing Iceland travel adventure. Take care. Have a great day. I will see you soon.